Today we are making some deviled eggs, but we're making them fried. So of course you're gonna need some boiled eggs, some shrimp, and then starting from the left to the right, you're gonna need panko breadcrumbs, mayo, some yellow mustard, ranch, black pepper, some Creole seasoning, garlic powder, Mike's hot honey or regular honey, some smoked paprika, and then in the back we do have flour and sugar. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is prep our eggs. So to the side I do have a bowl that I'm going to put my yolks in, but I'm going to take as many eggs that I'm planning on making. I'm going to take those eggs, slice them in half, and then separate the yolks. So you always want to go the long ways. It doesn't matter how your egg looks, just make sure that you separate everything. For this purpose, I'm making a total of 8 eggs. It's going to be 4 eggs, but once you slice them in half, obviously you know that doubles. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this. Alright, we have our eggs and our yolk set to the side. Now I will say that one of my eggs broke, so we're gonna go ahead and just eat this and discard it later because you can't fry it like this, is gonna break apart. So we'll just stick with what we have. So let's start making our yolk mixture. Alright, so obviously we're not making a lot of eggs, but you know, we don't use any measurements on this channel. So I'm just going to show you about how much I put in of my ingredients. Choose to do your egg yolks however you want. A lot of people make deviled eggs, so make the deviled eggs the way you want to. This is just my recipe. So I like to go ahead and just smash the yolks up just a little bit so that when you mix it, it's a little bit easier. So I'm just chopping it up so that, like I said, when I mix it, I want it to be an easier process. Alright, so we're pretty good with that. So now what I'm going to do is throw in some mayo. I know it doesn't look like much, but stick with me. I'm going to throw in a little bit of ranch. There we go. And then I'm going to throw in some yellow mustard. Just a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to do like half a teaspoon of sugar because I do like my yolks to be sweet. And I'm just going to mix it up. I'm looking for a certain consistency. Yep. This is it. I'm smashing it so that I can ensure everything is incorporated. And then once we're finished with this, we're going to set this to the side. This is an easy recipe, but it's going to look, you know, upscale. And if you're making it for a party, your guests will love it. Again, it's easy, yet, you know, it looks upscale. So that's the good thing about this recipe. All right. So what you want to do is you want to take this to the refrigerator, let it, you know, thicken just a little bit by it hardening in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes or so. And while we're waiting for that, we're going to start breading our eggs and cooking our shrimp. So let's go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and season our shrimp just so that they can marinate just a little bit. So I'm going in with our black pepper. I'm going to do a little bit of smoked paprika. That should be enough. A little bit of the Creole seasoning. And a little bit of garlic powder. So you want to go ahead and just toss that. My hands are clean. Oh. And we're gonna set this to the side and we are going to work on battering our eggs. All right, so let's go ahead and start breading our eggs. So you always want to start off with some flour, then you're going to dip it into your egg mixture, and then you're going to dip it into the breadcrumbs. Now both the breadcrumbs and the flour mixture, they have been seasoned with the same exact seasonings that we put on the shrimp, just FYI. So we're going to start by just, you know, coating each piece in the flour like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and dip it. Now you can use a dry hand and a wet hand. I'm just going to do it all. But I'm going to dip it into the egg batter. And I'm going to make sure that it gets fully coated. And then I'm going to take my other hand and I'm going to just toss it into the breadcrumbs. This is all you want to do. It's an easy process. It should be fairly simple, fairly fast. And then you're going to set it to the side. So I'm going to work on everything and I will be back once it's complete. Okay, so I have all of my eggs breaded and we are going to go ahead and put our grease on medium. And we're going to head to the stove so that we can go ahead and fry them. Let's go. So we're at the stove. We have our grease on medium high. I'm going to go ahead and just toss in my eggs. And we're going to let them cook until it's about golden brown. You're just worried about the outer portion getting to a certain look. So I'm going to not overcrowd the pan, but I will put in 4. And then I'll do my last 3. And then I will start on our shrimp. See you soon. Alright, so we have our skillet heated up on medium, and we have a little bit of olive oil. So we're just going to toss in our shrimp. Just want to get that cooked. Making sure you're not overcooking it because we are adding this on top of our eggs. And then we're going to start assembling and then we will be done. So we're going to start assembling our eggs. But what you want to do is take your yolk batter, put it in like a little small cup with a little Ziploc bag, and then that is considered your piping bag. So you can make sure that you cut a tiny little slit right here, and then it'll be easier to actually pipe your eggs. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I'm just going to go in and there's a little bit. Let's do the rest. And if we have more, we'll put more in, but I'm just making sure that we have enough for each. This is going to be so good. So we will have more. So I'm going to go back in and just make sure I give each egg enough. I like mine to be full. It's looking good. Almost done. There we go. So now that all of our eggs are piped, we are going to do half and half. So 3 of them will have a little drizzle of the hot honey, and then the other 3 will not. So I'm going to separate the 3. And what we're going to do is take our shrimp, and we're just going to add that right on top. And we're gonna, all of the eggs will get a piece of shrimp. So we're just gonna make sure we do all of the eggs first. There we go. And then with the 3 that we're going to add our hot honey to, I'm just going to drizzle a little bit on top like that. And then if you want, you can take some green onions and place them on top as well. But we're done, so I'm going to show you the completed plated version. I will be right back. And we are done. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and bon appetit.